Pick the Nintendo Shack and pray. Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening says, yo.
Greetings, Koopalings! Welcome to this week's episode of the Nintendo Shack podcast. I'm sure you all missed me very, very much last week. I'm back. I was at MagFest, and I spent a lot of money, which is good.
That's how that usually happens.
Yeah, conventions. I spent a lot on merch, but I got a lot of really cool stuff, and I missed you guys last week. And now we're back here to talk about Nintendo stuff. Yay! Hi, Donnie.
Yay.
Hello.
How are you today?
Okay. Hanging in there.
He wasn't here when we started, so I thought like he quit. I'm like, oh,
I
this is
know.
really awkward.
I thought the
Pretty
same
awkward.
thing.
We're just gonna stare at his chair.
It's the
Dogs are going
Delvin and
nuts.
Rebecca show talking to a chair.
Yes.
And dogs are just going nuts out there.
Literally the third chair.
That's okay. My cat is causing chaos. I thought he was going to sleep at the beginning, but he's back up and causing mischief. No, I'm glad to be back. I had a lot of fun at MagFest.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was good.
What is MagFest?
It is a convention, music and games convention. Mag, music and games.
Mhm.
You know, and it's my favorite convention. It was so crowded this year. Like, I feel like it has outgrown the space that it is. It's in Washington, D.C., and it's in like, you know, the space for it is wonderful. And I think I love the convention because of the space, but like just too many people. I hate being around in like big crowds the whole time. It's a 24-hour convention, so like there's always people around like doing stuff, you know, at any hour of the day.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we had I was on a panel, so that's why I was there, like, because I got a free panelist badge. We did game court where people could submit their hot gaming takes, and one person comes up to defend the take, and one person comes up to argue it.
That
So, yeah.
sounds like Donnie's right up Donnie's alley.
Yeah. Then they come up to the microphone and they argue it, and then the jury decides, you know, which take they want to go with. So it was a lot of fun. I got to meet a lot of people, got to see friends, hang out with people. It's just a lot. Like, it's a packed weekend. And then
I went
Sunday.
to a conference
Yeah, go ahead.
many years ago, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And it was even a couple weeks ago. I was like, I should really go to another one. And then I go to look one up, and then I see all the pictures of all the people, and I remember the lines, and I'm like,
It's
no.
crowded. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I always talk myself out of it constantly.
Yeah,
Stuff
you
like
remember you don't like
packed,
people.
like, yeah, you got to be ready to stand in line for, like, if you want to play game demos and stuff like that. You know, merch halls, it's always packed with people. Even
Yeah.
just like in the city, like, you know, going to get dinner, like 2-hour waits for dinner just because everybody's there for the convention.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's a lot, but
Yeah.
it's fun if you go with
I had
friends.
that too. Like, yeah, sometimes like I was like, that looks fun. Now I realize, oh, I don't like people. So I probably shouldn't go to that. I don't want to be around all those
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Smelly, coughing their
Yeah.
germs on me. Like, nah, I'm good.
I
A
thought
A
recently
lot
at
of people
Owen's
got
store.
sick. I didn't,
See?
thankfully, I didn't get sick so
Yeah.
far. It's been a
I'm
week. And then on Sunday, the Eagles won. We're going to the Super Bowl, baby. So ready. Oh my gosh. Except
ELGSES
Yes.
Eagles.
I'm leaning into it, Donnie. I'm leaning
That
into
is-
it.
That is terrible.
I love it. Love it.
That
Love
is-
it.
That's an immediate firing. Like
Yeah.
you can't be
No, it's
mayor.
great. It's great. We love it. But
That's
then
worse that the fans are like, yeah,
No,
They're-
that's not a good.
we
saying.
can't spell.
Yeah. Did you see people climbing the light poles after the win?
I saw.
what we
I mean,
do.
that's always been a thing, right?
Yeah, that's what we do.
I saw somebody
Yeah.
died.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's also a thing in Philadelphia.
18-year-old
People die.
Temple student died. Yeah.
Didn't
A
they
lot
used
in
to
Philadelphia.
grease the poles?
Yeah. They still do.
They
That don't
still
stop
do?
us. That don't stop us.
They
We
just have a strip
overcome.
club.
Can't
We
spell.
overcome
dying off light
obstacles.
poles.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got to
But we're
grease
playing,
the poles.
Donnie, we're playing the Chiefs, which I'm so happy the Chiefs won and are going for the three-peat because Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce, and I am a Chiefs fan now because of that. But here's my dilemma, Donnie. Listen to me.
You're the only
When
person that's like excited.
listen.
I like the
So
Chiefs.
the last time the Chiefs and the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, it was so easy to root for the Eagles because I was not yet a Chiefs fan. Taylor did not know Travis. That was just not a thing yet. The Eagles lost, the Chiefs won. Last year, they went to the Super Bowl again, and it was easy to root for the Chiefs because I was now a Chiefs fan, rooting for Taylor, want her to be happy. Eagles were not in it, so that's why I was rooting for the Chiefs. They won second time in a row. Now, the Eagles are back in the Super Bowl with the
Yeah,
Chiefs
like, we get it.
win. What do I do? I'm telling for the listeners who might not be into football. I know you guys know, but
Okay, I'm just like, man, this is a really long way of explaining this.
I appreciate it. Go ahead, Rebecca.
thank you.
Explain it like Delvin.
Go off, Queen.
So I love Taylor Swift and I want her to be happy and I want the Chiefs to win the three-peat, but I want the Eagles to win the Super Bowl even more. So here's my plan. I'm going to cheer for both of them when they score, but deep down I want the Eagles to win. But I also want Taylor to be happy. So maybe she'll be happy anyway.
I just hope we both teams have
Maybe
fun.
it'll tie. Maybe it'll be the first tie ever.
Maybe
you know what,
Taylor
like
will break up with Travis right in the middle of the game and
No,
start
that's not going to
dating
happen. No.
one of the Philadelphia players.
No, that's not going to happen.
You should probably like wear like a half and half jersey, like one side.
I was
Eagles,
thinking that. So
one
actually,
side Chiefs.
Oh,
there
my
is
God.
precedent for this because
This is
Donna
terrible.
Kelce is the mother of Jason Kelce, who used to play for the Eagles, and Travis Kelce, who plays for the Chiefs. And
the
they're both
worst.
her sons. And when they were in the Super Bowl together against each other, she had a custom made jacket that was Eagles on one side and Chiefs on the other.
It's the same thing for you. You same vested interest. Do the same
Yeah.
thing. It's fine.
But it's gonna be.
Do you think Taylor Swift's really gonna be like broke up if the Chiefs like lose?
I mean, I think she wants them to win. Like, it will be
I'm
sad.
rooting for that we find out that she cheated with Jalen Hurts mid-game.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm rooting for.
During the game?
Jalen Hurts, yeah, like mid-game it
Sneaks
comes
up
out.
to the suite.
No, the news breaks mid-game.
Like
that Jalen Hurts has
Dude,
been
Jalen
all in
Hurts
his
is
girl.
so good.
Just
like while Kendrick Lamar's performing?
Oh my God. That's the other thing.
That's
I
it.
can't wait for the halftime show. This is going to be like probably the best halftime show in like 10 years. I'm so excited.
We say that every year.
No, we don't. No,
Yeah.
we don't.
We say
Who said that about like, who was it last year? I don't even remember. Usher?
It was
Nobody
Usher
was
last
getting
year.
excited about Usher. Let's be
Well,
real. Washed
No,
up.
there was a 46-year-old mom somewhere who was real excited.
There was
Oh
there
my
was
God.
if you look at that time, a lot of 50, 60-year-old white women was really excited to see Usher again.
Super excited.
They was super excited to see Usher sing My Way.
I like Usher, but he's no Kendrick Lamar. So
Yeah.
I hope he sings Not Like Us 4 times in a row, personally.
He might get sued.
He did that
Again.
in his concerts. He sang it like 4 times in a row.
Yeah, it was great.
So I will be decked out in Eagles or Chiefs or both gear when you see me this
You
time
should
next
wear
week.
like an Eagles jacket or in a Chiefs hat.
I need a hat. That's the thing. That's the thing. I know. And then I'll just like change the hat every time like one of them scores.
Yeah, that works.
But I think I
just
might
lean
lean
into it.
into my Eagles love and my Taylor Swift love instead of my Chiefs love. Because I don't really love the Chiefs. I just love Taylor and Travis. Anyway, video games. I played Hello Kitty Island Adventure because it came out.
Let's
Yep.
go.
We were talking about that.
Game of the year, baby.
I'm not sure yet.
Boo.
Okay.
Because I'm a little bit past the tutorial. And the tutorial does a really good job of explaining all the things you can do in the game, but it's very fetch questy, and I'm not sure if that's going to be the case for the entire game. Right now, I'm in the middle of rebuilding the nature preserve or the nature conservation or whatever it's called. It doesn't really have the Animal Crossing vibes that I thought it would yet. I don't know. There's a lot of like empty houses around the island that like look like you have to fix them up or something. Like you have to do something before people can move into them.
Okay.
So like you start off with like all of the standard Hello Kitty villagers, I guess, because the plot is you're on a plane. By the way, there's so many references that like would go way over kids' heads. Like you're on a plane and one of the characters, there's like all this cake that's like flying all over the place. And one of the characters is like, that's it. I've had it with these cakes on a plane. Like it's totally
And then what do
referencing
they
who was
do?
that? Samuel L. Jackson.
And
And
then what do
then
they do?
and then they jump off the plane.
Just bounce out of the plane.
Yeah, they're like, this plane is going down, which by the
They
way
just
is
like,
not
yeet.
very good timing. So they jump off the plane with their parachutes, and then it kind of feels like Fortnite. It's like, where we landing, boys? You gotta like go through all these rings and stuff. And then everyone gets separated. And so you're kind of like in the main plaza with some of them. And they're like, we got to build our lives here. We're going to open up stores. And so like you got to go help them like get materials to like build their stores and stuff. And like it teaches you how to craft, and it teaches you like, you know, there's like a couple I wouldn't even call them dungeons, but like there's like these caves that you go in and you solve a very easy puzzle to get things. And it is a little fetch questy, but the customization is very cute. As you build friendship with the characters, you like unlock different furnitures and different palettes, like colors for your character, and like you can be lots of different animals.
Did you get the
And
deluxe edition?
no, it was $60. I got the $40 version.
The deluxe
okay.
edition comes with a bunch of cosmetics, like
Yeah.
seasons of worth.
Yeah, and I probably should have done that, but like I'm not worried because all that stuff you can get in gameplay anyway. I did pick a cat. You can be a cat, a bird, a dog, a bunny, a sheep, and a horse. And there's like
Okay.
different types of those. Like if you pick cat, there's like 6 different like versions of cats that you. I'm gonna enjoy it. I've seen some people, like I've gone on a couple of like Twitch streams of people who have played more than me, and it does look like they have you know, they have like a whole customized house already. So I think I need to just give it a little bit more time. So I will
Okay.
let you know next week if I am going to keep going with it or if I'm dropping it.
Okay. Did you know Hello Kitty's not a cat?
She's a girl who wants to be a cat.
Yes. So goddamn weird.
The characters are very cute. I do like it. You know, and there's no money. It is just crafting and like, you know, it's I thought that it was like time-based like Animal Crossing, that like it would be like synced up to real time, like day during the daytime, night during the nighttime, but it's not like that. However, it does go based off of your clock in terms of like gifting things to the villagers. Like you can gift them things up to 3 times a day, and like things reset the next day that you can like, you know, redo them. So it is just a little bit different than what I was expecting.
So no Tom Nook, no guy out there asking you for bells and nothing like that.
No, but my melody kind of plays like the role of like the mayor kind of. Yeah, the UI is a little overwhelming, I think. Like there's just so many options and things to do. Like I definitely would have been lost without the tutorial. And yeah. There's like a lot of like it's a lot of reading and like actually a lot of complicated language, I think, for like kids. And I said that to Josh. I was like, man, like kids aren't gonna know like what a sanctum is or what like a neural network is, because those are words that they use. And he was like, well, the target audience isn't kids, it's probably 30-year-old women like you. And I said, oh, yeah.
Wow.
Did you see the response? She was like,
Yeah. I was gonna say, did you say "fuck you, Josh" after you said that? Because that's
No.
a response.
she
I
just
think
sweet
he's- I think he's
music him
right.
right in the shit.
I mean, he's right. It's probably
I was gonna
20
buy
and
this.
30-year-old women who are playing it.
I was gonna buy it for my wife, and then the day that it was released, I noticed that there's a physical coming, so I decided to wait.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh, also the Switch, if you are very like hung up on like performance, you probably don't get it on the Switch because first of all, the load time is really
There it is.
long. And there is frame rate dropping that even I noticed.
For Hello Kitty,
Damn,
God
this
damn!
this game must run at 8 frames a second for
Like, how powerful is this game? Where it's like,
Yeah.
It's a phone game made for
Yeah.
phones.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep going with it. Like that stuff doesn't bother me. Like I'm gonna see if I like it. I think once I get a little bit further, if it doesn't stay fetch questy, I'll probably enjoy it more. It's definitely not like Animal Crossing.
okay, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's definitely not a good thing. I want another Animal Crossing game so badly. I'm still
Did you
playing
see the one-
Pocket Camp.
Did you see the one that's coming to PlayStation 5?
No.
There's an Animal Crossing clone coming to PlayStation 5 next year.
What's it called?
Oh,
It's called like Fruitopia or Floatopia, I think maybe. Float? Like Floatopia?
that sounds
just look
about
up PS5
Floatopia.
Animal Crossing game.
I did see just yesterday that somebody made
There was that
a
one I
mod
played on-
for oh yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, just real quick. Somebody made a mod for Animal Crossing City Folk that you can play online, and it's like
Wow.
it's made City Folk like a little bit more of a modern Animal Crossing game. So I'm gonna see if I can get that on Steam Deck. I would love to. I don't know. Can the Steam Deck play like Wii games? Do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I will probably try to get it on Steam Deck. And get my Animal Crossing fill. We'll see. We'll see. I know. I don't.
That
I don't
answers the
stick
question
with
right
I don't
there.
stick with games very easily.
Next time.
But I
on
am getting
Nintendo
back
Chat.
into gaming. I haven't gamed in like weeks, and now I'm gaming again. So I don't know. What have you guys been playing?
I'm actually playing some games.
Tell me.
Some during the Royal Rumble.
I'm looking up
apparently.
Floatopia while you tell me. By the way,
What was that
So-
one that I played with the witches? I played on Steam. That was really good. And it was
I don't know,
exactly
but
like
these
Animal
these
Crossing.
Floatopia characters are ugly and atrocious looking. I'm
Oh.
kind of scared.
She's not playing it then.
No, I'm not playing this.
Just play
Hang
Cult of
on,
Lamb.
I'm gonna find that other one.
I do like Cult of the Lamb. Oh,
What
It's like
happened?
Moonstone or something like that. The hell was that
What's
game
loud?
called?
I don't know. Oh, Moonstone Island. I like Moonstone Island. That's
It
a good
was
one.
So good.
Yeah, I like that game.
There you go. Moonstone Island.
That
Not
game's
playing
just
any of
very
these games.
overwhelming. There's so much to do.
Absolutely not. I'm not doing any of these games. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, that's a time sink.
I mean, never mind. I'm not
I barely have time to play actual video games, no less. Anything
it's
else?
it's an escape life game, and in times like these, they are particularly good.
Well, maybe I do need to play one of these games. Maybe I need to get to
Maybe
The
you-
Sims.
Dude, it is bleak in the real world right now.
Maybe you do. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, like there's an
Ow.
escapism there that these games give you that
Yeah.
are quite valuable sometimes.
And the funny thing about it is, I was thinking about playing Civ 6 as
Mhm.
escapism because I can kind of
That's not it.
play a whole country. Like,
That's not it.
yeah, let me fix all this bullshit.
That's
Close to
that's
real
the
life.
Elon sim. You're just trying
Yeah.
to be like that. Like, let me just
Yeah.
go take over my own country.
I can do a better job than doing it right now. So I'm playing G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra.
What?
Yeah, it's the side-scrolling G.I. Joe game that came out last year. That was kind of exciting. for me.
G.I. Joe is still a thing?
Yes,
Whoa.
still
No.
a thing.
I didn't know that.
It's not they have a TV show coming out, I think this year, a cartoon show.
I love G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is
Yeah.
great.
They just I don't want to get the whole history of G.I. Joe, but yeah,
No, do. I want to hear Rebecca tell me about the history of G.I. Joe. How much do you love it, Rebecca?
I was not a Barbie kid when I was little. I did not like dolls or like anything girly. I was very much a tomboy. So I did play with like a lot of boy toys. Whenever like we went to like places like McDonald's, I would always get like the boy toy because it was usually things like Pokemon or G.I. Joe or Legos or Matchbox, cars and things like that.
It was usually
Um,
cooler.
What?
It was usually cooler.
It was
Not
so
gonna
much
lie.
cooler. I was very anti-girly when I was a kid. So
Like,
I played with like things like Inspector Gadget and G.I. Joe.
even like when I was growing up, the girls I knew, they're like, we don't want that girl toy. It's like here's a dress. What the fuck is this? Like, give me the Mario toy. I don't want this bullshit. Here's a game. Like they were giving boys like games and stuff like that. They were giving a girl like, here's a dress. Here's some makeup that doesn't work.
Here's a tea set. Here's a
Yeah,
vacuum.
here's a
Yeah,
vacuum.
yeah.
Get this.
Like we had
Here's a
easy
baby.
bake oven. Easy bake
Getting
oven.
ready.
So get in the kitchen, girls. Get
Yeah,
used
I
to
mean,
it.
yeah. Here's your
Yeah.
baby.
I did
Here's
not.
your vacuum. Here's
Yeah.
how to make cakes.
I
Get to it.
had listen. I had who remembers early 2000s kids. The creepy crawlers bug maker.
I
That's
remember
what
that.
I had.
I always wanted
Creepy
It was like-
crawlers.
Yes.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Remember all this
We
stuff.
did
I
this
had
on
that.
PSVG a year ago where Delvin and Dev told us all about the toys they had, and I just talked about the commercials that I remember because I never had any of them.
Yes, because he was
And
poor.
our listeners thought that was really funny that I could remember the commercials to all of the toys I never had.
I do remember commercials for things I wanted and never got. But yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
So I was
She
playing
said
this G.I. Joe game, and I played it before, but for some reason, I played the first level before, like a while back. For some reason, it didn't save my progress. So when I got back into it, I started playing as Snake Eyes, kicking ass, having a lot of fun. I'll get to the final boss of the first stage, beat it, then the game immediately crashes, and I lose all my progress. And I'm like, well, fuck this, I'm not playing this anymore. So I called my son in the room and said, hey, son, come play some games with your dad. He's like, what you want to play? I said, let's play Power Rangers, which is also a beat-em-up side-scroller game. And me and him played like, to answer this question, Jules, it's not like a side-scroller. It plays like the Ninja Turtles game. Both of these games play the Ninja Turtles game. Very similar. Like they're brawlers, side-scroller brawlers. And so I'm playing the Power Rangers game, and me and him had a great time playing the Power Rangers game. Apparently I didn't
The
know
new
this.
one?
He got a new one, Rita's Revenge.
Rita's Rewind, right?
Yeah, Rita's Rewind,
Yeah.
which is based off of the comic books and the I guess loosely based off of the movie they had come out last year.
Also getting a physical announced this week.
Yeah.
You have to buy it, I think, through Atari's website.
Well, never mind. I'm not buying that. XBS, yes, G.I. Joe is super buggy. I didn't realize it until I got to the end of the level and it literally crashed. I'm like, nah, you didn't play that level. But yeah, the Power Rangers game is really fun. It's a side scroller game. I think it's up to 5 players. So you can just pick any one of the Rangers. And as me and my son were playing, he was like, I picked the Red Ranger because I can't get the Green Ranger yet because based off the game, he's not a Power Ranger yet.
Yeah.
And my son picked the Black Ranger.
Yeah.
And then the conversation came up. He's
Of
playing
course.
it. We're playing it. He's like, Dad, did they give the Black Ranger the black suit because he's black?
100%.
And I said, I'll put it
Don't
to you
ask-
this way, son.
Don't ask with Yellow Ranger.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I said, I'll put it this way, son. The Yellow Ranger is Asian.
1000%.
Yes. And then there's a comic
And the
college.
pink one's a girl.
Yeah.
1000%.
And I stopped the game and showed my son this, I think it's called College Humor skit they did about Power Rangers, where Zordon is giving the Power Rangers their suit,
I've
and he's
seen this
like,
skit.
it's great. I highly
really
recommend watching.
I
watching
miss
the skit.
stereotypes.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. We're like, well, I guess I'm the Black Ranger too because I'm also black. Yes, you're the other Black Ranger.
I was gonna say there's something to be said about the conditioning that he just knew to choose that one.
Yes,
He
he
chose the Black Ranger.
just picked the Black Ranger. And then I was like making references to the show, like, you're doing hip hop keto, right? He's like, what? He's like, yeah,
Wow.
that's what they call what the black guys' moves were. Hip hop keto.
I loved the Power Rangers when I was little.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great time.
One of my favorite TikToks is a TikTok that said, "Kids today will never understand Tommy giving the Power Rangers the business for 5 straight episodes."
That was so hard. I was
It
I was
was.
explaining that to him too. It was awesome.
He was like, Tommy hit them so hard he knocked them out of the power.
What a great show. And the cool thing about the game is you do like a couple of side scrolling missions. Then you fight like the first stage you fight
It's like
Gold
Streets of
Dog.
Rage, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
fight Goldar by hand in hand-to-hand combat. After you fight it by hand-to-hand combat, Rita does a thing, make my Goldar grow, and she throws the little thing, and Goldar grows up.
Why was
Then
it?
you have-
Why was it Toad?
that's,
That's not Rita at all.
that's close enough.
You're trying to. You're looking for more Roseanne, not Toad.
Nah,
Oh my god.
that is correct. Bryan Cranston did voice some of the early Power Ranger monsters. And it's fun. Like, then you have to go with the Zords and travel to Goldar, and then you form the big Megazord, and then it becomes like Punch-Out, where you have to sit there and you have to punch Goldar until you can get the Megazord and then cut him in half. It's great.
Nice.
I had a fun time playing it. Me and him played it together. Like,
That's
we should
great.
get your sister over here and play it together some more. But it's a fun time.
Every time your son's YouTube videos pop up on my thing, I go and I like them because I remember I followed him.
He appreciate that. Did you see? He had a couple of them blow up.
I
He
did
was
not
super
see
excited
that.
about-
Ooh.
Yeah, a couple of them blew up. Like talking about I think he was talking about like the J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake thing. That one blew up, and a couple of them,
Nice.
like,
My likes helped.
Yes, they did. He's like a little
Love it.
YouTube celebrity.
Love it. Nice. We should have him on the podcast.
He would love that.
What about you, Donnie? I saw that you were playing Life is Strange for the 10th anniversary.
Actually, I wasn't playing it for that at all.
But it
No,
lined up.
I didn't even know that it was.
Donnie doesn't care about that at all.
It dawned on me. It didn't dawn on me until I finished it, and I looked it up. I was like, "Oh shit!"
My stupid brain, I don't know why I read it as Life is Strange 2 because you said played it for the second time and I only registered the 2 and I didn't even
The
look at
2.
the picture.
And she
And I'm
immediately got
like-
mad and just started responding. She's
I
like,
was like, Life
"Fucking
is
hate
Strange
this
2
game.
is not 10 years old.
Life is Strange 2 sucks."
I didn't
Wow.
say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Oh,
say that.
she thought it though.
Did not say that.
She thought it.
No, I didn't.
Well,
But yeah, that game is 10 years old.
I've had COVID for the past week.
Yeah.
And have been basically out of work. I was basically in bed like Sunday night through like Wednesday night. Thursday started to feel better. Feeling mostly better now. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but like it's still like
Yes.
breathing heavy. Like if I like
You
walk
sound
up the
better.
stairs and anything, like but since Wednesday, Thursday, I've been, laying around playing games. So yeah, I wanted to play Life is Strange. Because like I said, I didn't have a whole lot to play, and the reason that I wanted to play Life is Strange is because Double Exposure just released on Switch in physical, which
That's
just came in
correct.
the mail.
Nice.
So I have it here in my hand, and I started playing it last night.
How is it on
um,
Switch?
So I'm actually kind of shocked at how like responsive the game is. Like I've only played the first chapter. But okay. So the Life is Strange remastered, which I just played and finished. Life is Strange 1 is like I said last week. I'm not sure if you listened to Rebecca. It's kind of a mess.
Uh-huh.
The lighting is all kind of fucked. Like it's, it plays like a rough game. And
I literally always tell people to get the original, not the remaster.
And when it was, I'll never forget when it was announced, when Life is Strange was announced for Switch. Like I kind of grit my teeth. I was like, oh. And Rebecca got mad at me. She was like, "You've always wanted these games on Switch." And I'm like, yeah, but the Switch had just gone through like a run of like really bad ports.
Yeah.
And you just think of like what that looks like in Life is Strange. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want that. And having played and finished Life is Strange, like it's totally fine. Like it's playable. But if you were like somebody that was like really nitpicky, there's a lot to point out that's not great about it.
Yeah.
I think
but
the
I played the
characters
game.
look uglier in it. Like they don't look like themselves.
I played it, I finished it, and to be honest with you, I had a really, really great time.
Good.
Mostly because I feel like the 10 years that I've spent with this franchise, I've become like more and more cynical of it over time. Like with every release that's come out, like I felt like I've had more gripes with it than enjoyment. And having never replayed the original Life is Strange, I kind of forgot why I love this game so much in the first place. It was really nice. It was almost like a coming home, like a homecoming of sorts for me. I was like, oh, that's right. This game is excellent though. Like these characters are great. It's so much fun.
Mhm.
A lot of things I don't just say I definitely didn't forget, but just didn't remember as much from the original game. The original game is much darker than I always
Oh,
think
yeah.
about when I think about it. I always think of just Max and Chloe and their relationship, but like it goes in such super dark places.
Mhm.
The
With
writing and the
Nathan,
dialogue
Victoria.
is hysterically aughts. It's so terribly shaka cool and bullshit like that. It's so
That's hella.
lame. Oh, it's hella. Everything is hella.
Yeah.
Hella.
Something. But really, I just forgot how much you love Max and Chloe and that journey. So it was a really great place to like pick up playing Double Exposure from, because I almost walk into Double Exposure like really excited. I'm like, hey Max,
Yeah.
like it's been a minute, you know, like
that is interesting to play them back to back, because I feel like most people probably don't.
so maybe, yeah, that might be something. So I was expecting to go from Life is Strange 1 into a very similar experience for Double Exposure. Double Exposure is a terrific Switch port. The picture is definitely soft. The resolution is fuzzy. Like you're going to get what you expect to get out of a Switch game. But something Deb and I have talked about for years, there are 30 like there's like good 30 and bad 30 frame games, like FPS. This game feels super responsive. Like just controlling the camera, moving the character, like the moment you take control of it, you're like, oh wow, it's way faster. It's like super smooth.
After the mess of the first port, I did not even consider Double Exposure on Switch.
I wonder, so I bought, they were all on sale over the holiday, and I bought Remastered and I bought Life is Strange 2 and Before the Storm. I wonder if they're all as bad as the first one, or if it's just something with the remaster, because this is much better. And I honestly wonder if it's different developers. Like maybe they farmed the remaster port out to somebody, and maybe it's just a bad port. I don't know. I wanted to play maybe Life is Strange 2 or Before the Storm just to see how comparable they are, because I was, just first impressions, I was impressed by the port of Double Exposure. It's way better than Life is Strange Remastered. And so far I'm enjoying the game. Like I said, I played the first chapter, and I'm here to see, where the next chapter of the story goes.
That's great.
So
glad that you're liking it.
I played Yakuza, which I picked up on sale, and then Nexomon, which I won in a free raffle. Have you guys ever played Nexomon?
No, but I followed it a little bit when it came out.
Nexomon's a Pokemon clone that's way better than it has like any right of being. Like it definitely has like that Unity like game look. And I remember when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this looks dumb. I won this in a collection. I was bidding on a raffle. Rebecca, have you checked out Whatnot?
Never heard of it.
Excuse me.
Whatnot's pretty cool.
I was telling Delvin about this. Whatnot is an app where it's like, think of like Twitch. You can like watch people stream, except instead of streaming video games, they're like selling you video games. So it's like an eBay auction, but like it's Twitch.
I'm looking it up right now.
So people have like you can follow people that like run retro video game stores and stuff, and they'll just have sales where you like just click into their app and they're like, we're selling these 100 games today, and they put a game on the screen and you just bid for it. And while you're bidding, you can like chat and talk to other people that are bidding and stuff like that.
Sounds like QVC.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda.
It's not that. And then but usually to like keep people's attention, like the streams have like little gimmicks, just like Twitch streams do, right? Where like if you stay and watch, like every 10 minutes or so, they give a game away, or you can run like a raffle or get like a free bid or whatever. And I won Nexomon while I was bidding for a 64 game. I just won a copy of Nexomon, and they sent it to me in the mail.
Is it called Nexomon Extinction?
That's the sequel.
See, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
2 of them, yeah. There's a collection. I think that's what I won. I won the collections, both of them.
Okay.
So I started playing the first one. I was like, okay, let's throw this in and take it for a run. Here's the funny part about this story. So I'm struggling for air here.
Take your time.
I was gonna play Call of Duty because I started it, stopped, never finished it, and it's just been sitting there forever. And I went to go play Call of Duty, and it had like a 30 gig update.
Oh,
and I hit start, and I was like, well, I'm not going to sit here and like not do anything while this. So I was like, let's try this Nexomon while I wait for this update to finish. And then I just played Nexomon for like 3.5 hours and didn't even play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's pretty stylish for a Pokemon clone. Like it's got really good like menus, or like I love the way the attacks and your Pokemon are laid out and everything. And it is Pokemon, and it looks good and it performs well. And it's like I'm playing it, and I'm like, man, why can't Pokemon just make this game? Like, why
people
can't
were
we
really
just
into this
make
for
a
for
really
a little
good
while.
Pokemon
Like
game?
this was one that got really popular.
Oh wow, I'm not
Mhm.
surprised, because like it just feels like when you play like Brilliant Diamond or you play Scarlet Violet and you just play this, you're like, wow, like they really just kind of show you like, or it could just be that like the animations are just really nice. Like all the attack animations are just like, they're just good. It's like it's just a good quality Pokemon game. I found a cat that looks like Annabelle, and I immediately was like, you're now the starter. And I just started going through the caves and stuff. I've already beaten 2 gym leaders. Like I kind of it's scratching that Pokemon itch. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when Pokemon was like good. like it is this, but good. So I've had fun doing that, but I did put that on the side now to play double exposure, and I think that's what I'll be doing this weekend.
Looks cool. Looks really cool.
I think you'd like it, honestly. And it's got to be a cheap game if they're giving it away. So
I just got it. I just got the second.
I think it is pretty cheap.
It's $6 on Humble Bundle.
I would have, and that was what I was going to say. It's on Steam and I think consoles, because I was going to get it for Jack, because Jack, he's not doing like Switch anymore. Like he's moved on. This is a great thing if you're like a Pokemon player, like on Xbox or something, and you want that Pokemon game. Nexomon, that's it. You can just throw that on your other console. Get a Steam Deck. So I don't know. He's just moved on. He's just not about the Nintendo life anymore.
Sad.
Maybe he'll be back for Switch too.
Maybe. You never know. I think whenever Nintendo gets another game that's like in the zeitgeist, I think he'll definitely want to check it out. But like he didn't finish Tears of the Kingdom. I think that was the last one that he may have tried playing.
Wow.
He's just he doesn't do platformers. He doesn't really care about Mario anymore. He's just he's a teenager. He's grown up. It's all about Halo and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Edgy stuff.
Cyberpunk. Right now he wants to play, it's either Dark Souls or what's the
Bloodborne?
No, what's the monkey game that everybody's playing? Wukong, whatever that is. He's doing that stuff now.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang
nothing to fuck with.
For the children.
Yeah. Yes.
So he doesn't care about I think Switch 2 would be a very sad existence for me, because it's going to be like, I'm buying it just for me and nobody else cares to play. Like my daughter will be gone, my son won't care.
They'll get back into it. They're in that age. That stage.
I think so. Yeah.
The rebellious age. He'll come back.
Yeah.
It's just you don't want whatever your dad is, whatever your parents did.
Yeah.
That stuff's lame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to shout out?
Which Yakuza you're playing?
The one on Switch, Kiwami.
Okay. They're remaking the first one then.
Looks good. Looks really good. I was kind of surprised at how good it looks. It's on sale for like $12.
Great deal.
I've never been into the Yakuza games. I've tried them when they've come to Game Pass. And, I think it's hit and miss. I don't exactly know like which ones or which genres of the game. This one so far is more of like a beat 'em up. It's like a fetch questy beat 'em up, and I'm
that's all of the mainline ones. 1 through 6.
I don't know which ones are the main lines versus the other ones. Because isn't one of them like a turn-based game?
That
like
is
a tactics game.
That is the newer ones. I can't remember the name of it right now. But regular Yakuza and the Kiwami games are just remakes of the original games.
Your son, I had a smart ass response to your son on Blue Sky.
That's fine. He probably deserves it.
I took a picture of my Switch playing Yakuza, and I posted it. And his response was, "That game's on Switch?"
That sounds like something my son would say.
But yeah, it was on sale, so I picked it up, and it was fun, and it looks good. It looks really good.
Yeah.
So it's
They've-
like
they've-
playing like
they've-
a, it's like playing like a really like upscaled PS2 game,
Yes.
which
'Cause-
is great.
Essentially, when the Yakuza games first came out, they were essentially just kind of like Japan's answer to GTA, because it's the same kind of format in terms of like you're walking around the city streets. You can go in there, buy stuff. You can go to clubs. You can go to karaoke bars and things like that. You can pretty much do what you want to do. But every 5 blocks you walk, some Yakuza members are going to say, "Hey, give me your money," and just start randomly fighting you.
The thing I like about Yakuza is like they're always like really weird.
Yeah,
It's a
they're
very
very weird.
derpy type series.
Yes. Judgment is the more serious version of that game.
Okay, yeah, like the ones I've played, they're all like very otaku, derpy
Yes.
kind of dumb stuff.
Yeah, you can go to like strip clubs and like there's a lot of weird stuff you can do in those games.
Like the mission I just played, a pickpocket took a ring that I bought for this girl that I like, and then you had to like go find him, and he's like in an alleyway, like hiding behind a bunny.
Yeah,
He's like,
that's
it's
cute.
like a bunny's like, you're just like, what the hell? This is so stupid.
Yeah. Or they wait till you get to the point where because they're like parts in certain games where you find like a whole homeless population living in the sewers.
Wow.
And they can help you do things, and it's a fascinating game series.
But enjoying Life is Strange, enjoying not having COVID was bad, guys. Like I wasn't on the pod Wednesday because it was bad.
Do you know how you
I
got
was
it?
real bad.
Like work?
Oh, I'm
Kids?
positive I got it from my wife. My daughter had her damn play a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And it was during that cold snap that we had. It was like 17 degrees outside. And it was so funny because I was outside, waiting outside in the cold. Because outside of the gym, like when the play is over, everybody in the gym or in the auditorium, they release into like this little, I don't know, like welcome area, before you go outside. And they all just stayed in there. So they were all in there, like
They're
shoulder
all
to
together,
shoulder,
yeah.
hugging, taking photo. And while that was going on, I looked at my wife and my in-law. I sent them the message. I was like, I hope you guys enjoy all the RSV and COVID and flu you guys are getting, because you're getting all of it.
Ha!
Yeah.
You're getting it too.
My wife got it, and then my daughter got it, and then I got it.
And the funny thing, Rebecca, he messages us Tuesday like, "Yeah, man, I'm feeling a lot better. We'll be back. I'm back on Wednesday for PSVT." I'm like, I looked at my phone like, "Bitch, please, you're not coming to the show."
Yeah, that was a crazy thing. I woke up Tuesday and I was like, I feel better. And then by Tuesday night, I was like, this was a huge mistake. I feel insanely worse.
Yes, I knew that
was the
happen.
worst part of it. I had a fever of 100.5 for 12 hours.
Oof.
And I had the chills. At the same time, I was just like covered. I mean, this is way TMI, but like I sleep basically like naked, like, and with like a giant fan and an air conditioning. Like I'm a very cold natured person, right? I went to bed with like 2 pairs of jogging pants, a hoodie. Like my wife was
You were
like,
probably still shivering
I was freezing. I was like under every blanket we had. I took
while
5,
you're sweating and shivering.
I took 5 baths that night.
I know what that's like. Yeah.
I was just like miserable. I was like, oh my God, this is the worst. So glad to be out of it on the other side, but still not like, I got the shot, John. Thank you.
Booster.
Hey,
but
might want to start wearing masks again. Just
it's
saying.
nasty stuff out there. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Everyone at my school was sick the past week. My principal was out 2 days with some kind of stomach bug. We had the lunch server coughing. I like told her, I was like, do you want to put on, like, I can go get you a mask? She's like, no, I can't breathe with those on. I'm like, well, a lot of kids are getting sick and you're not
I told
helping.
her, take your ass home.
Yeah.
I
Get
think
the
that
fuck
if
away from
you
my
are
food.
serving food,
that's a no-no.
you need to wear a mask even if you're not sick. Just my opinion.
Yes.
But I don't know. Somehow I've avoided it so far. I'm like hoping I stay healthy. I mean, if I went to MagFest and I went a whole week of school and didn't get sick, like I'm hoping that's.
I feel like mentally I feel better, and then I go to walk up the stairs and I'm like,
yep.
So like I'm still not out of the woods yet. Like I'm still not there yet.
Yeah.
So. All right. Happy February. We've got a bunch of new games that either just released or are coming soon. The most being Citizen Sleeper 2, a dice-based, turn-based strategy game, which is getting 9s and 10s across the board as a Metacritic, certainly at 87. Garrett Bland game.
Garrett Bland game.
Butter's Hello Kitty Island Adventure is out, and it's got a 79 on Metacritic as it releases on all platforms.
It's probably about, what I've played so far. Maybe that sounds accurate.
That's a good score.
Yeah.
39.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. We're less than a week out from Sid Meier's Civ 7. Civ used to be like a moment when a Civ game would launch.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems like that's definitely like maybe lessened a bit.
A little bit, I think.
Yeah, you think?
I think there's a
Like, I-
cult following for it still.
Oh, it's a huge game. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like the industry used to take notice when a Civ game was releasing. And now it just kind of feels like everybody's like, yeah, Civ's out.
Yeah. Also, you
No.
got to have like a computer that can run it too.
I mean, it's coming on Switch. You don't have to have a computer that can run it. You
Oh,
can have a
this
computer
one-
that can barely run it.
I wonder how this is going to play on Switch.
Are you going to get it on Switch?
I probably should.
Does it use touchscreen? Like, can you use the touchscreen with it?
I do not know.
I feel like that
I've
would be
not
a
looked
good game
into
for
it.
touchscreen.
You know what? I'll get on Switch and try it, see how it works.
I played Civ 6 on Switch, or Civ 5. Which one came out? What was the last one that came out? Civ 6?
I think it was 6. Yeah, 6.
I liked it. It was fine. Echoes
be
of the
right back.
Plum Grove is only on here for Rebecca. Is out
And
on
she
the
left.
13th,
That's how much
like,
she's excited for it.
immediately as she walks out of the
Like,
frame.
nope. Don't care about that.
That's a new cozy gamer that's coming out. The Tomb Raider 4 through 6 remastered is out February 14th. The After Love EP comes out on the 14th as well, just in time for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
That game I will be getting. I've had that on one of my wish list for some time.
Let me look this game up. After Love EP. That's what it's called.
Yep, that's what it's called, After Love EP.
Let me look this up.
Put this game on here for you, even though I don't think it's your sort of game, but just because of the IP. Godzilla Voxel Wars arrives on the 19th.
What is this? Godzilla.
That is
Voxel War.
it's a strategy game. It's like a puzzle strategy game. It reminds me of like Into the Breach, but it's Godzilla. So you get like this tile in a city and stuff, and you have to like figure out the puzzle to, I guess, knock down the buildings and wreak havoc or save the world or whatever.
Oh, okay. That looks fun. I don't think I'd play it, but it looks pretty interesting.
Ninja 5 drops February 25th.
I like it.
I put this on the list because this is a remaster or a port of an old GBA game. A very collectible GBA game, by the way, if you don't know. Ninja 5 on GBA, if you have a copy of it, sells for like $400 or $500. Like it's a very expensive, rare game, hard to get. You can get Ninja 5 now for it's probably $20, which is pretty cool.
It's good.
And then Yu-Gi-Oh! The Early Days collection drops February 27th.
I'm definitely getting that.
Those are the games that you can look forward to this month. So I will be definitely getting the After Love EP. And then
Can you tell me
knows?
about Echoes of Plum Grove again? I had my headphones on.
oh yeah. It's just the new cozy. When I was looking up games that came out, not many were highlighting it, but a couple did. And I just thought that you would want to know about it. It's a farm sim. So it says a new life awaits in Honeywood. Build a thriving community that will last generations in this cozy farm sim. Farm, socialize, make friends, cook, craft, forage, uncover the secrets of the island. It has an 89% positive rating on Steam.
I like the art style.
That's out of 2,000 user reviews. So that seems pretty strong.
The art style looks like it's finally doing something different than all these other, farm
It's
sim.
like Paper
Sims.
Mario
Yes.
backyard sports kind of.
I will keep my eye on this. Maybe I'll get it on a sale.
Nice.
Wish list.
Sorry.
It's cool.
We've got some NSO updates. Ridddddgee Racerrrrr 64 arrives to Nintendo Switch Online if you have the 64 expansion pack.
Dude, I'm gonna try. I've never played Ridge Racer before. I feel like if I, since I love Beetle Adventure Racing, I have always wanted to try this one. Maybe I will like it.
Very different game.
Ridge Racer. Very different.
I played it. I love Ridge Racer. A lot of people love Ridge Racer. I don't agree, but a lot of people I think a lot of people would say Ridge Racer 64 is like their favorite like GT racing game on 64. I played it last night. one shout out that I'll give it, Ridge Racer 64 is a great game to play on NSO without the Switch 64 controller. Like you can play with just the Switch Joy-Cons fine, because you really just need the 3 buttons, right? So you don't need all the C buttons and stuff. So that it's a great fit for this sort of service. And it looks great and it plays great. Ridge Racer 64 is super fun. It's a great little, like, I think GT64 is my favorite, like, Gran Turismo sort of N64, like non-arcade racer. Ridge Racer has a crazy like drift mechanic where like you can really like oversteer and understeer the drifting, and it takes a minute to get used to. It's kind of I've seen people do it great. Maybe I just suck at it. It's not that I don't mind it. I like it a lot. It's just I thought GT64 was better. I don't know how people would feel about that. But I thought it was pretty exciting. I think that's a good one to come to the service.
I agree.
You can get Xenoblade Chronicles icons if you subscribe now. Pokemon Legends Arceus came to Nintendo Music. It's another Nintendo Switch Online update. And then I put this down because this hasn't been widely reported yet. But apparently Nintendo is raising the price of Nintendo Switch Online across South American countries, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Peru. All tiers are being raised 15 to 25%.
Literally
Wow.
crazy.
There have been lots of rumors, like the past year, that Switch 2 will come with a price increase, which I think a lot of people probably accept and think that makes some sense. So, yeah, I don't know if this is the start of that. Who knows?
That's like, it's just so weird though with a new one coming.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like all of these services, that's all they exist to do, is to get a group of people in and then start raising the price.
Slowly but surely. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's bound to happen. It'll be interesting to see, like,
Do you think it'll happen with like the Switch 2? Like they'll raise the price, like if you have it on the Switch 2?
I'm 100% certain by the time the Switch 2 generation ends, the price will go up, of course. Now, is it going to happen at launch?
At the start.
I don't know. The question is, are they going to add anything to it to justify the increase?
They're not doing it for South America.
Like if they have something to add to it, well, I mean, I imagine that they don't have, a lot of customers there, comparably speaking, in markets. You can get away with stuff like that without much blowback.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could do that in the States. Because they just raised 25% for no reason, people would cancel. Like a lot of people would cancel.
25% is a lot.
Yeah, so the question is, like with the Switch 2, like with either this campus feature or community feature, like do they have some feature that ties into it? And or do they add in any more legacy support? A lot of people want GameCube stuff, maybe Dreamcast, Virtual Boy. I don't know what else they can add. DS. So we'll find out, but I would expect a price increase at some point. This one is for you, Rebecca. Nintendo is making a major change to the Japanese version of the eShop, blocking payments from all foreign accounts on the platform.
Whoa.
That does not affect me at all. I buy the Japanese eShop gift cards from places like PlayAsia.
Even better.
Smart woman.
Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic added touch controls on the Switch, which I think everybody was like bitching about when it came, like, why doesn't it have touch controls? So it's nice that they finally did that.
There are not enough games that use the touch screen on the Nintendo Switch, and I'm worried that the Switch 2 will not have a touch screen.
It's so funny you say that, because I think that's why they put a mouse in the Joy-Con. I kid you not. I bet you they were like, why isn't anybody else using the touch screen? Like, we have the touch screen, nobody's using it. So they're like, let's just fuck it. We'll just make we'll make the Joy-Con a mouse.
There's so many games that I think really could use it. Like, first of all, Hello Kitty should use it because it's a mobile game. Let me touch the screen, especially for just like menuing and stuff. I was really pissed off that Advance Wars didn't have a touch screen, because that game is perfect to sit there in handheld mode and just be like, boop, 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 boop.
So Jules says, how do you use the touch screen in dock mode? That's the mouse.
Yes.
When I saw the mouse, when this like rumor happened and then we saw the mouse, I talked about this with Sean on Sweet Hangs. We covered this. The whole point of the mouse, in my mind, yeah, like we're gonna have like little mouse games and stuff like that. But the first thing I thought of was like the Wii. It's the touchscreen support. It's the pointer, right? It's your cursor. It's let you touch the screen. So I don't know if that means the Switch 2 won't have a touchscreen, but I do think it means that if developers aren't going to use the touchscreen, Nintendo's going to find a way around it. And it seems like the mouse is their way around it. So we'll find out. MLB The Show 25 will release on March 18th for Switch. So we're still getting those.
Yeah.
Get excited.
Somebody's
you gonna
buying
buy it, Rebecca?
What?
You gonna buy it?
That answers your question right there.
I don't have any of them on Switch.
That answers your question right there. You said you're gonna buy. You're like, what? Like,
You remember how excited
it keeps
she
coming
was?
because they signed a deal
Yeah, I
a
know.
few years ago, so it will have them for a long time.
You remember how excited you were when that was announced?
Yes.
Rebecca was jacked. She was
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
Yeah.
finally we could play baseball."
That was because I was at the time dating somebody who really liked that game, and I was excited to play with them.
Gary Sheffield,
Gary Sheffield,
former Marlins player,
former Yankee.
Yeah.
Man, I was thinking about that when you were talking about Taylor and Travis. I was like, such a like the power of that woman. Like women, I wouldn't say traditionally, but like it's a common trope. The women will adopt the team or whatever of the person they're dating. Yeah. And then Taylor's woman power is so strong that she's got other women adopting the team of the person she's dating. She's just making other people teams. I wonder if like somebody could buy her off. Like, listen, we want you to date one of our fans. Here's $2 billion.
She doesn't need $2 billion. She already has $1 billion.
I know. That's not the funny part of the joke. I'm
Oh,
trying to make people Kansas City Royals fans.
Yeah.
Hey, she could just show up to the game and people would get excited about it. She doesn't have to date them.
They really would.
If her and Travis, especially if it's the same city, like, you know,
imagine
if they
being
show
so
up to a Royals
beloved
game.
and so sought after that you're like, I'm an Eagles fan, and other people are like, I am also now an Eagles fan.
I feel like it's, you know, it's kind of a double-edged sword, you know, because it is pretty exciting, but then also there's the no privacy of it. Like, she just wants to show up to the game and like just be there as a fan, and you get people complaining that the TV shows her for 42 seconds.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
not her fault.
It's a part of being a billionaire.
Yeah.
I think those trade-offs are worth it. Like I'll make those trades.
What I need to happen, I need Taylor Swift to start dating Tyler Hero. Let's go, baby.
Tyler
who is that?
Miami Heat star Tyler Hero. Let's go, baby.
Star is quite an adjective to use.
Yes, it is.
Wow. If he's a star, man.
Well, based on our roster right now, he might be a star. Looking a little bleak.
Uh-oh.
All right, fun stuff. Obviously, after the week that just happened, there are a lot of leaks. There's a lot of Xbox rumors out there, and a lot of them are incorporating the Switch. So we'll start with Ecstasis. This is a leaker who previously claimed that Forza Horizon 5 was coming to PlayStation 5, which this week it was announced that it is. So they have now come out and said,
I didn't hear that.
I was going to ask you. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Did you not see that big news, Rebecca?
I have been offline this whole week, so I haven't
So
seen
Xbox
anything.
had a direct last week where they showed off like Doom and a bunch of games, and it was a great show. And then the next day, Phil went on podcast, or the same day, and he was like, the whole Xbox thing right now has been multi-platform. They're like Indiana Jones is going to PlayStation stuff. So they asked Phil, they're like, hey, are you guys going to have more of these games? And Phil was like, yeah, 100%. We're going to have more games show up on multi-platform. And he shouted out Switch 2. He said, I wrote President Furukawa, congratulated him on lunch. And he said something like, we are excited to support Nintendo Switch with more games. Yes. And then the next day, Forza Horizon 5 announced for PlayStation 5 coming this spring.
I guess it wouldn't be in their best interest to put that in the either the Xbox showcase or what. I know there's a PlayStation showcase coming up, isn't there?
There is. Yeah.
Why wouldn't that be in one of the two showcases?
I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it still is. Maybe Xbox want to get out in front of it. I don't know. But the Forza team just put it on their blog, and then everybody went with it. So
Okay.
Forza obviously being, well, I would tell you as an Xbox fan, I think Forza has been Xbox's best franchise for the past decade.
Correct.
Like if we were
I
just
agree.
to rate them on quality, it is their best game. And then more so, it's a core game. They made Forza to be a GT rival on Xbox, and it's like everybody says it for years. Halo, Gears, and Forza. So this is like a giant signal that like Xbox is multi-platform. They're third party. And I really wonder, like, where do we draw the line between multi-platform and third party? Because Xbox seems real hesitant to call themselves third party.
They are.
But they're third party, right? Like this is
Yeah.
just third party publisher now.
Yeah.
They're third party publisher, and they just happen to have hardware if that's what where you want to play those things, I guess. But they are essentially backing out of what we think of as the console competition, at least the console war for market share. They're no longer a player, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So anyway, back to the leaker. Xtasis, he said Forza Horizon 5 was coming to PlayStation 5 like I think like 6-8 months, maybe a year ago. And everybody's like, no, it's not. And then it was announced. So he said that the acclaimed open world game will also be headed to Nintendo Switch 2. So we may be having Forza Horizon on Nintendo Switch 2, which sounds like a dream. Because
I think that's great for Switch too.
Horizon is an incredible racing series. It's one of the best car games in the world. So that'd be super fun. It's also like a really scalable game. It plays really well, like on portable PCs and stuff. So it'd be super fun. And then this has led to like a floodgate opening of lots of rumors and leaks and people coming out. So like Spanish game website Vandal, they report that Starfield, Fable, and Flight Sim and Killer Instinct are also on the way.
Doubt.
I don't. That website does have some credence, but all of these make a lot of sense to me.
Fable, like the one that isn't out yet?
So I'm going to take that a step further. I didn't write it down, but there were other people that took the like other sites that said Fable not only is it on the way, it's day one. It's going multi-platform out of the gate. Okay. It'll be launching on PlayStation and Xbox at the same time.
If that happens, I will throw my Nintendo Switch 2 in the Delaware River.
I don't think you should make that bet.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good bet.
I don't think that's a good idea. Because you know what?
Rebecca, take that back.
Yeah, please do. Because I think that's actually going to happen. And I think it actually makes a lot of sense.
I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, that seems to be the going trend right now is that Starfield and I would imagine Hellblade, which I've yet to see really talked about, but I imagine Hellblade too. And
I can see Hellblade.
They're all headed PlayStation's way. Flight Sim and Killer Instinct. I think Killer Instinct makes a lot of sense. That's a game I could see coming.
Wait. Did you say on PlayStation or are we talking on Switch 2?
So this rumor,
I'm not betting for the PlayStation. I'm betting that it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, relax.
Vandal said it's coming to Switch 2. Other websites said not only is Fable going to PlayStation and Switch, people are saying it's day one on PlayStation 5.
Okay, I said doubt for day one on Switch 2 is what I meant.
We'll see.
Okay,
I think you might be right in that regard.
You're right on that,
because I do think it's coming. They'll just have to port it. It'll take time to get it over there.
I could see it day one on PS5, just not on Switch 2.
Yeah.
So long story short, essentially you're going to hear this about every Xbox franchise moving forward. I didn't write this down, but there's a Gears collection rumor that's been out there for a long time, and that surfaced this week as well and said that that's coming to PlayStation and Switch 2, which would be the first 3 Gears of War games, Gears 1, 2, and 3 remastered and put in a collection and rolled back out there, which would make a lot of sense before Gears E-Day, which is coming out. Yeah. Crazy times we're living in. It's almost like this because Nintendo has been drip feeding this out for like 2 years. This news has been met by a lot of people being like, of course, but like, I really don't think people appreciate like just how far we've come and like how big this is. Like the last 30 years of video games is unraveling right in front of us. Like it's kind of a big deal. I wonder what this means for like, look, there's a lot. There's just, I don't even know if I want to do it all here. I have a ton of thoughts about what this means for video games moving forward.
I think it's more of a conversation for PSVG, but I will say this. I think it's going to be really interesting to see the big three become the big two and Xbox
two.
become essentially the biggest third-party developer in the world, which they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy to
And
think
it's
about.
like, part of me, it's like people, I've got two minds, and maybe we do save more of this for PSVG, but if I could just like tease a thought for you to think about.
Of course.
You see a lot of people that are like, consoles are dying. This is smart for Xbox to get out of the way. Part of me is like, maybe that is smart, but then also it's like, but who's the console business dying for? Not everybody else. The console's doing well.
And I also don't think Xbox is getting out of the console business. I think they're just going to make consoles.
But they're not going to be a factor in, right?
Yes, they're going to just make like, hey, we're going to give you. I can see them saying, hey, we're going to make all levels of consoles. If you want a cheap ass Xbox to play these games we make, here you go. If you want to play it on your laptop, here you go. And we're going to sell less of these things, but we're probably going to make a profit off of it now.
To refocus on Nintendo a bit more, how does the next decade play out for Nintendo if their only competitor is Sony?
I think fantastic.
Do you?
I think this helps them. I think this helps them a lot in terms of because now
Sony is a really, really tough, shrewd competitor. We've seen them buy out tons of exclusives, tons of publishers. Like, you don't think if there is no Xbox, if they don't have to combat an Xbox proper, do you not think they look at the Nintendo Switch 2 and go, we can do that better than Nintendo can? And like, they just come out with their own version of that.
PlayStation has been Nintendo's longest competitor.
100%.
Yes.
And have won most of those competitions.
There's only one generation where PlayStation has come out on top selling more consoles and games. And
that's not true at all.
Really? The PS2?
Oh, Nintendo, the PlayStation has kicked Nintendo's ass dozens of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, the PS1, the PS2, the PS3, the PS4.
But Nintendo has not been hurting at all during any of those.
I don't think that's true. Hurting?
Except for maybe the Wii U. Like, I
the
don't
64,
know.
the Wii U.
But they're still here.
The GameCube?
They're still on top. Like, they're still in the conversation. Like, it's not.
I don't think that's. I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk over you.
It's okay. I don't think Nintendo has any reason to be worried, is what I mean.
I also, to add to that, I don't think it's going to be two consoles for long, honestly speaking. I think somebody else is going to probably scoop right in and make their own console.
Steam?
Maybe Steam. Maybe Amazon.
I think Valve is making a console.
I think that's a bit bigger competitor. I mean, think about how like Sony, yeah, they have a lot of properties and like they have a lot of, games that sell a lot, but it takes them a long time now to develop these games and release them. Like, they might have like one really good exclusive a year. And
I think Valve is going to make a console. I think they're going to make a Steam Deck for the TV.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that's unlikely.
And I also think that it's going to be a little different with the Switch 2 because the Switch 2 is going to have, frankly, more games because Xbox is going to be supporting it a lot more, and you're going to have the games they already make. So, like this generation, Switch didn't have Forza. It didn't have all these other games.
Fine, if this is true, and you're going to have Nintendo and Mario and Zelda, but you're also going to have Halo and Forza and Gears and Fable, like that's kind of nuts.
And possibly. Not possibly, you're gonna have Call of Duty, the biggest game in the world on your console. So that's a big difference. Nintendo and PlayStation are now more on an even playing field.
So we still have a lot of people in the chat going on. Like,
they're all agreeing with me. If you notice,
I see most of them. Like, obviously, you can say the Wii, right? And the Wii, if you're talking about consoles sold, the Wii and the PS3, I think, came out to be about a wash. But the PlayStation 3 sold, I think, a lot more games than the Wii did. That was one of the Wii's kind of issues, is it didn't sell a lot of games for the most part. A lot of people bought kind of a handful of games. The attach rate was really low. But even if you give them the Wii, which I'm totally fine with because the Wii was awesome. I love my Wii. PlayStation had Nintendo on the ropes for years. Like the PS1, the PS2, not only did they outsell them, they outsold them by droves. We're talking like 100 million to 20. Like it was by far and away, and then some.
But does that matter for Nintendo? Do you think Nintendo's like biting their nails because of that? Like, I don't think that they see them as like direct competition. Like, I feel like they keep them kind of in check, but like they're successful in their own right without being compared to PlayStation.
I'm not trying to forecast doom and gloom. I'm just trying to say that I think Nintendo has maybe benefited in the last decade or so by PlayStation and Xbox being so focused on each other. And I think
they have.
I think PlayStation turning that focus directly towards Nintendo is going to provide Nintendo more competition than they perhaps have had. And if Nintendo was bent on doing this, this mobile handheld hybrid thing, like, is there any concern of what PlayStation could do by trying to make a handheld? We've heard reports that they're going to try.
I think the interesting thing about it is, for the most part, Nintendo is in their own lane.
Yeah, is it good? Maybe Nintendo could use a little more competition. It could be good.
Sure, it's always
doesn't have to be bad.
It keeps them in check.
In actuality, it might be worse for PlayStation, because PlayStation has been trying a lot of things and they just haven't been working. Like, they've tried VR multiple times, hasn't worked. They've tried the portable thing. It really hasn't worked. Like the PSP was the best one. In terms
I
of
was so excited for the Portal, and then I ended up not getting it because it was not what I thought it was going to be.
And what if they made it what you wanted it to be? What if they do come out with a portable PlayStation 4 or 5 or something like that?
Then I would consider getting it, but I wouldn't get it instead of the Switch 2. Like, I feel like I'm not choosing between them. Like, I feel like there's a reason to get both because they both do things the other can't do.
They have exclusive games.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, they've got exclusive games you want to buy on their own.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about it also is, it's a little different landscape now, because you have, if PlayStation releases a portable console, which I think they are, you don't only have Nintendo to combat with. You have Steam. You have so many other portable consoles to kind of take from there, and your games are on these systems.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is on sale for like $15 right now on Steam.
Like, I can play God of War on Steam.
Yeah.
So
I've made the case on PSVG, and I'll make it again. It may be wrong, but if I was PlayStation, I would look at it differently. I would go, why are we making our own handheld for this space? Why don't we just put our games on Switch? They just put Horizon on Switch. They've put their games on Steam Deck. Like, if they were going to make their own handheld, why would they? It would be weird to me to put your games on deck and make a handheld.
Yeah.
It's like, now you're competing with yourself and your own games on a different
platform.
Then
if I already have a Steam Deck, which I do, I'm just going to get it on there instead of buy a whole new portable for it. Why do I need all these portables?
I would just put your games out on Switch, like, after they have their run on console.
I honestly would rather team with another company that's already making them, like a Legion. Like, oh, this is the PlayStation Legion Go. And all it is just a PlayStation labeled Legion.
It's like a branded thing, yeah. But I don't think, all the reports are they're making a handheld.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just, I think it's something to maybe think about as we forecast out the next, 8 years for Switch 2 and what that looks like. It could look very different in the sense that they could have a real direct competitor. And I agree with you, Rebecca. I'm definitely not going to get rid of my Switch for a PlayStation. But I do think a lot of the Switch's success is that the Switch was everybody's second console. Like, for us, it was our first console, but for a lot of people, maybe I think Delvin included, it was their second console. And if PlayStation had an option, I think there are a lot of people that probably wouldn't have bought a Switch because they didn't need to,
But to be fair, I think when PlayStation's console comes out, it's going to be a lot more expensive than the Switches.
Oh, for sure.
Price would definitely be a big factor for getting a portable, because I already have a PS5. Like, I'm not going to get a portable unless it's like the price is right for it.
Yeah.
It's not like the Switch where that is the console,
With Xbox taking a back seat and putting their games everywhere, like, I just wonder if they're sitting in a boardroom at some point, that attention, that eye of Sauron from PlayStation is going to turn to that market. And their only competitor, even if you call it that, I'm going to put this in air quotes for you listeners, console space, is Nintendo. And I wonder what that means. What does that mean moving forward? Do we start running into the future where they're buying exclusives not to go to Switch like they did Xbox for so many years? I hope not.
I think they look at it like, hey, they see Nintendo and Nintendo's doing their thing, at least for now, and they're like, oh, but we can get a little bit of this Steam market. We can make a handheld.
I really think I like the idea. I know I'm trying to like will this into existence, but if I was Sony, instead of spending the money on R&D and shipping a product and all that, if I were them, I'd be like, you know what? 2 years after Horizon Remastered is out, let's put it on Switch and double dip that money. Get everybody to buy a Switch copy.
That would make sense.
I think that'd be way more I think that'd be a very lucrative business for them. Let's put Astrobot on Switch.
Dude,
watch this fucker sell 20 million copies. You know,
let's put all of our old PlayStation games on Switch.
Yeah.
What would be the point of getting a new PS5 or PS6 in that case then, if that's going to happen?
I would say but you could even just do the old games. Like if you want
just
the
do
new
the games,
do the old games. You could put like Infamous Second Son on Switch too.
Dude.
The Last of Us.
Yeah. Just take some of these old games.
I would buy that.
Put them on Switch too, just like you do Steam. And everything that's on Steam, you bring over to Switch.
And then put it on a cartridge.
Because here's
people
the thing,
go crazy for it.
A lot of things. One thing that's not talked about often is that the PlayStation games that have come to Steam haven't like set the world on fire in terms of sales success. They haven't sold a lot.
No.
Yes, I bet they would though. I bet they'd sell a lot better on Switch because they have a user base that's more used to buying games. That's an unsung hero of the Switch generation. Everybody talks about how many systems everything sold. Nintendo is printing money in games. Like the Switch base, we buy games. At full price, we buy games.
Mm-hmm.
We're like one of the last bastions where you got people buying 10, 20 games a year, buying games.
Because
this is
they're
where
there.
you put your games if you want to make money.
And cartridge-based games at that.
To me,
they're still buying physical.
Dude,
to me,
I
if you're
love
PlayStation,
it's
do that. You'll sell your games at full price. They'll sell here. You know, you're not having to discount them. They're not being sold in $25 codes and stuff like they are on Steam. You know, but I don't know. I know I've been talking about that too long. So we can move on, but just something I've had in my head. There was that rumor from Nate the Hate that Kirby Planet Robobot was coming out for Switch this year. There are rumors out there that were, there's an imminent Switch Direct. Of course, that rumor never goes away. But to maybe give some support to that argument, Nendoroid had a Kirby Planet Robot figurine that they're reprinting. So it's coming back, and they're having another one.
How do we know the rumor didn't just stem from the fact that was getting a reprint? They saw that maybe there was like some documents that said Kirby Planet Robobot, and they said, oh, it's going to get re-released, but it was really just the Nintendoroid.
Yeah, we don't know that. Nendoroid. We don't know that, but I'll tell you is that Nate the Hate said it a month ago, and everything else he said came true. So, he's a pretty good source on these things for the past year. So I don't know if he says Planet Robot's coming, I'm gonna believe him. And honestly, I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. That is a Switch One kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
So the rumor going around is that Nintendo's about to have a direct with 4 or 5 games for Switch One that'll close out the Switch One. And that a lot of people are expecting Planet Robot to be one of those games.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Kirby usually shows up at the end. So that's the news.
All right, we will jump into this week's questions directly from you, starting with I Can't See asking what Zelda game?
What Nintendo?
What in the Nintendo? What Zelda game would have the best post-game world or epilogue? What would be your ideal post-game activities? Good question. I have something that immediately comes to mind because, and I was just playing this actually. I booted up Majora's Mask 3D on my 3DS recently and played through, the first 3-day cycle. I have always been mad ever since I was a kid and beat that game for the first time that when you beat the game and the moon doesn't come crashing down anymore, they're like, we all have a carnival to get to. You better go on your merry little way. And it's like, I just saved y'all's lives multiple times over and over again. And I'm not even invited to the carnival. So I would like to experience the carnival after the post game. You save the world. You get to go enjoy all the activities and things that they do in Clocktown. It would be so much fun. I want to be in that carnival.
Okay.
You guys hate my idea.
I think it's good. I think it's good.
Crickets.
I do.
I'm-
Yeah.
Why do you hate it?
Because I hate his mask. I don't want to do
I
that at
don't.
all.
But it would be so much fun. Like they literally say in the dialogue, they're like, "We all have a carnival to get to. Like, you better leave."
Hey, I told you. Insert
F you.
Juggalo carnival joke here.
I don't get. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what that means.
You're not down with the Wicked Clown?
No, she's not.
It's very mature though.
Is that weird, like, that's that weird, insane clown thing?
You know,
Yeah. I wonder if Taylor Swift's an Insane Clown Posse fan.
you know,
She might
yeah.
be.
Huge juggalette.
They're scary.
I could see her with the makeup.
Yeah. I can
Aren't
see
they
that.
like bad people?
No.
Quite the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, actually, quite.
They're
the
like
opposite.
really good people.
Are they really? They're scary.
Yeah, that's just
the
the
point.
act. They're like
Well, like-
very inclusive in everything.
I think so. Generally, there's like a very funny TikTok and a meme that goes out there that like be more afraid of like being with the people at the country concert than the metal concert, because
Yeah.
generally when you get into that dark goth stuff, is they are super inclusive and welcoming
Yeah.
everything, and they sing about all
Like
these
how
nasty,
I
deadly
would
things.
rather I don't have any children, but like it's like you would rather trust I would rather trust my child with like a group of like punk teenagers.
Yeah, the
than
metalheads,
like
yeah.
yeah.
Because they're the
That
ones
kinda
that are
thing.
like, against conformity and against society. So
Yeah.
they're very welcoming of everybody and
Yeah.
friendly and they have
Yeah.
their outlet to rage.
And they look scary
they're
with
usually
like the,
really
the
sweet people.
mohawks and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, they're
usually
not the bigots.
non-violent
Yeah.
kind of people. Yeah.
The Insane Clown, the Juggalos are like really nice people. It's crazy to think,
They
but
just
yeah,
look scary.
they're super cool people.
Sure, Rebecca. I hope you make it to the carnival.
Thank you.
Which Zelda game? Was the Hyrule Warriors where at the end Ganon wins? Is that the one? Where everybody dies? Spoilers. Which one was that?
I'm just trying to think. Like, no.
Age of Calamity, where all of the
That's what-
champions die.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking
okay.
of. I want to go to epilogue of that and be Ganon and just farming. Just like Thanos.
Delvin?
Yes.
Delvin? That's Breath of the Wild.
I know, but before that part, where like when Thanos, if you watch in the Infinity War, Thanos just goes farming. That's what I want Ganon to be doing. Just retire for a little bit, just start farming.
But Breath of the Wild is the epilogue to Age of Calamity.
Right.
I know that, but before
You
the epilogue,
didn't know
the
that?
epilogue. Yes, I did know that. It literally shows you that in Tears of the Kingdom. Shows all that stuff, and see, that's how I knew that.
I don't understand what you want to play.
I was referencing Thanos in Endgame, in Infinity War. It went over both of your heads.
So you want to play?
I'm barely paying attention. I'm looking at other things.
You want to play the post game of Age of Calamity?
No, I just want to play the end of Infinity War.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Got it.
All right, Donnie, what's your answer?
Yes.
Since I played it the first time, I made a pitch to have a post-life Breath of the Wild game where I wanted to like rebuild Hyrule, and I wanted like a life sim Breath of the Wild game.
Yeah.
I wanted to go and collect wood, and I wanted to like build villages and towns and like rebuild the castle. I kind of wanted to Animal Crossing Zelda. Like, it's kind of what I wanted to do. I thought that would have been super fun.
Yeah.
I realize now we all have terrible choices. That's what I realized from this question. I'm sorry
None
we
of
failed you
these
with
are
this
Zelda
question.
games.
I
I'm
loved it.
sorry.
Like,
I can't see we failed you with these questions.
I just want to go around and I want
Because
to
each
fish.
one of our questions got fucking crickets. So each one of our answers got goddamn crickets.
Also,
We failed you. I can't see.
all of our answers are not Zelda games. We want a farming sim, a like mini game carnival, and we want a superhero game.
Yes.
Do we
Yes.
even like Zelda?
No. I don't know.
We do. We did the Zelda game, and now I wanted to. I think at least mine made narrative sense. I think Rebecca's does too. I don't know about yours, Delvin.
Yeah.
But,
it's
but at least ours plays into the narrative,
perfect
Oh,
sense.
and
What do you do when
then-
you win? You
And
chill
then
out.
for mine, you finish the quest to go find Navi, because that was what you set out to do in the beginning of Majora's Mask. Is you just wanted to find your old friend.
Your friend,
You didn't
yeah.
want to go and fall into Termina. you wanted to find Navi. So maybe at the epilogue of Majora's Mask, you finish that quest to find Navi and you get reunited with her.
This all sounds terrible.
Boom.
I really like mine. I stand on business.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I can't see.
Not
we
having
failed.
Breath of the Wild post game was a huge bummer.
We failed you. I can't see.
And even in Tears of the Kingdom, they gave you a little house building sim. Like they kind of did it, but
I can't
it's
see.
not what I wanted.
We'll make it up to you. That's another question next week.
And like even in Tears of the Kingdom, you had to like go and rebuild the villages, like kind of that. I wanted to do all of that at the end of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
You're still not having it.
No.
We failed you.
All right. Captain Awesome asks, you guys
Soul
think
Calibur. I just want to do Soul Calibur. We just Ganon, all the champions, Zelda and Link in Soul Calibur. Just hand-to-hand combat.
Now we're talking.
Now you're in?
Yeah, I'd play that. Captain Awesome, you guys think you will keep using your original Switch after the launch of the new one, or does it just become obsolete?
Bye, Felicia.
No.
Captain
No.
Awesome, it'll look really good on my shelf.
Yeah,
No, I'm
bye,
throwing that shit at the first person I see.
Are you going to trade yours in?
No.
Yeah. Trade
I
mine
heard
in.
Delvin talking about it. He was talking about doing it already.
Yeah, I
He's
might
about
do it
doing
now.
What?
Might do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just take
I
it
heard
down
him.
there.
On the podcast, he was like, I might just do it today.
As
and
soon
get rid
as
of
you
it.
sell it, they're going to say, we can't meet our 2025 target for the Switch 2. Please wait until 2026.
With the way the world's going on, you could see that.
Because of the tariffs. Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
that's pretty accurate.
Speaking of which, Indie Techno asks, will Trump's new tariffs impact the leaked NS2 pricing? I'm going to say no, unless he imposes tariffs on Japan.
Yes, he's not imposing tariffs on Japan yet.
It's
They're not manufacturing
Canada.
in Japan.
No, but that doesn't matter because
Where do they manufacture that? That does matter.
China.
Oh, well, yeah, we're fucked then.
Now here's I want to put a caviat there because actually,
but
I know
Japan has to, that's not, we're not paying for we're not getting the materials out of China. Like
Hyrule knows what
it
I'm talking
doesn't
about.
make it any more expensive to Japan.
Right, but it's not. It doesn't matter where the company is. It's the import. If they ship directly from China, the import would come from China. Now,
Correct.
let me put some caveats here because I think there are some caveats to this question. But I wanted to go back to your trade-in. Like you jumped the gun, Rebecca. Delvin, why are you trading in the Switch? You're only gonna give you like $120 for it. What are you gonna get out of that? A video game?
Well, when I was going
You
to
have
save
a
it for
PlayStation VR that does nothing, but you want to trade in the Switch.
they won't accept the PlayStation VR. That's why.
So sell it to somebody. Put it on Facebook Marketplace. Sell that. eBay.
I was gonna take it to GameStop because they had a week where they're like doing double points and double money and shit like
Dude,
that. Like,
they're not going to give you.
Dude,
much for this
GameStop is going to get shut down before the end of the year.
Have
Do not
you made
put
sure
any
your
money
GameStop
into
is there?
Yeah.
Rebecca's not lying.
Mine's is still there.
Your
After they
GameStop
shut
might
mine-
not be there tomorrow.
After they shut mine
That's
down,
a good point.
After they shut mine down, I've gotten all of my credit, the stuff. I've got rid of all of it.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I'm out
So
of
which
You will
one you
not
think?
get that back.
So what do you think's coming first? GameStop shutting down the Switch 2. Will GameStop make it the Switch 2?
I don't know.
That is the
Good
question.
It actually is a good question. But yeah, I had a Switch 2 fund at GameStop, and I have exhausted those funds.
Yeah.
Smart.
Those are gone.
Yep.
So
They're
that is a
all
good point.
going.
back to the tariffs. Okay, if Nintendo is manufacturing them in China, which we know to be true, and they're brought over here from there, that will be tariff good. Now, I do know that Nintendo does some Switch manufacturing in Thailand. So is there a chance that they bring them from there? Could they ship them to there to bring them to there? Could they do some like maneuvering to get around a tariff? I think so. What is that? Will that adjust the cost of the Switch? Probably. So I think they'll probably have this factored in some way or another. But to maybe give you some hope out there to quell your fears, one, the tariff from China was what? It's not 25%, right? It's 10%. So
I think
10% of $400, $40, like that's not the end of the world. Two, just because Trump said there's a tariff this weekend and whatnot, that doesn't mean anything for what April or June. Like, it's such a fucking clown show. Who knows what that means by the time this damn thing actually comes over? So don't go jumping off a cliff just yet.
I'm jumping off a cliff.
Well, I mean,
I'm doing it.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, like, we can hold hands and jump off a cliff. Just don't let that be the reason to jump off. There are more bigger reasons to jump off the cliff than this. This is the least of our concerns.
Guys.
So the question is, should I get my Alarmo now or should I wait?
You should never get the Alarmo, Delvin.
Yeah, like,
why are
he's
you
like,
getting
I'm gonna trade
that?
my Switch in so we get
For Alarmo. Just get even better.
Guys, I have big news.
What's the news?
Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow, so that means 6 more weeks of winter.
Oh, God.
Who? CM Punk saw who?
Well, I'll take the cold weather. I like it being cold, I do. But all this ice stuff has been making me work around the clock.
He's only correct 40% of the time, and it doesn't make sense to me. If he sees his shadow, that means the sun's out, which means it's warm.
Right.
You talking about the groundhog? That dumbass groundhog?
I think
Excuse me? He has a name. It's Phil.
CM Punk.
It's ridiculous that we as a people do this.
Yes, it is.
But then you see the people that are making decisions and I'm like, no, this is in line. This checks.
He's 40% right. If I was 40% right at my job, I'd be fired.
Listen, he has a name. Please use it and respect him.
CM Punk.
What?
CM Punk.
CM Punk's name is Phil. It's the joke he's making.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we're all jumping off a cliff.
No, I'm not. I like living. Can I jump off a cliff with a parachute?
I'm here for it anyway.
Are we ready for the next question, or are we still talking about tariffs?
No, we're talking about this chipmunk or whatever the fuck it is.
It's a groundhog. Haven't you ever seen the movie Groundhog Day? Also, this is very important to me because
that is an old reference that even I wouldn't make.
I live in Pennsylvania, and this is where Punxsutawney Phil lives. So this is
a local
one of
hero.
my favorite holidays.
It's a local hero to her.
A local hood legend.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't you have one of those?
The trick daddy of Pennsylvania.
You know,
the DJ Uncle Al. Trick daddy.
This is very offensive
Miami.
to me.
You've got
Pitbull.
Pitbull. Yeah, you've got Pitbull. She's got Phil the groundhog.
Yeah. Same thing.
I've got Outcast.
Yeah.
like this is what we're doing.
One of us is winning here. It is not me and Rebecca. Goddamn. You have the legendary Outcast, and we have goddamn Pitbull, Dolly.
Yeah, we have Big Boy and Killer Mike. That's our local heroes. Killer Mike is everywhere. There's Atlanta something. Killer Mike is there.
Yeah. Like Pitbull and a groundhog.
Phil. I like this next question from Kyle the Pug. This is a good question.
Fuck you, Kyle the Pug.
He wants to know, what would Mario rather eat? French toast, pancakes, or waffles? Also, Kyle says that he thinks French toast is superior. There is only one correct answer, and it is pancakes, because that is the only food that he has canonically eaten in the Mario TV show in the 80s. Him and Luigi ate pancakes. And yes, I researched this question, and I will cite my sources in the show notes.
Well, Mario's a fat plumber, so I'm assuming he would eat anything. All of these things at once, maybe.
True.
He doesn't discriminate against food.
Yeah.
It's like me. Do you know the argument about
trying to look it up?
Pancakes and French toast?
Mario eating pancakes, and it shows up.
I'm not looking at that. That's not what I'm trying to look up.
I don't care about that.
Nobody cares about that.
Rebecca, in the start of the reboot of PSVG, when I became officially part of the show, we had an argument for 2 years about French toast.
Because your
pancakes.
answer is wrong, and it's still
my
wrong.
answer is correct.
But the answer today is correct. Pancakes. Because I've looked it up, and I've been informed that Italians do not commonly eat waffles or French toast in any shape or form over there in Italy. Apparently, they're not doing that.
It's American food.
Yeah, I guess so. But you think French toast, you think it's like maybe something they do in France.
No, they eat crepes, which are like pancakes.
Crepes. Yeah,
much like Chinese food in America.
I do like French toast the best.
You think
though,
waffles
personally.
like a Belgian waffle or something again? Is that American?
Yeah.
It might be. I know Chinese food here is American.
Oh no,
Why
it
is that what they-
actually
Why
it
do we
actually
call it
is
a Belgian waffle?
it actually is like Belgian and like Dutch because of the
They do all
Stroopwafel.
kinds of they do all kinds of funnel
Stroopwafel.
cakes and shit.
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah,
a
yeah.
big thing.
Yeah, that one
But
is
apparently does
Northern
not make
European.
its way to Italy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, in this case, pancakes, the incorrect answer is the answer.
Pancakes are fantastic.
Fuck you, Delvin.
That is the answer.
Okay, justice for Kyle the Pug. Pancakes are never the answer. I've got nothing wrong. I've got nothing against pancakes. I'll eat a pancake, but not if waffles or French toast are options. Like,
I like
definitely-
pancakes when there's fruit in them, like bananas or strawberries or
course.
blueberries.
Like how I
that's
make
how
them.
bad
peaches,
pancakes are. You have to
peaches,
fluff them up to make them worth eating.
raspberries.
Waffles suck.
How
Waffles are
dare you?
awful.
Get the
They are
out the
fucking
fuck
awful.
out of here.
Them
Waffles
trash
own
ass,
pancakes every
them-
day of the week.
them trash ass Eggo waffles. Let go these
Called
nuts.
Waffle House, damn it.
No.
Yeah.
IHOP,
Waffle House.
International House
Oh.
of Pancakes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well-
The original pancake house.
goodness gracious.
I think I like French toast the best, and
Of course. That is
uh,
the best
French toast.
answer.
That is the
Then
best answer.
pancake, or then waffle.
No,
then
you're right.
pancake. No,
French toast, then pancake, then waffle.
then waffle, then pancake.
No. French toast.
Pancake is the least
No.
of the three.
No.
I like
It's the
waffles,
most
but they're
boring.
kind of hard to cut
No.
sometimes.
You just
No.
poured the batter on the plate.
No.
That's it. That's all that happens.
French toast, then pancakes, then regular toast.
Waffle has its
Then
own
butter. Then butter. Just butter by itself.
waffle has its own waffle maker. It's got its own appliances. It's so damn good.
No, that's just trash.
No,
Awful.
Man, you could fill all the little cups with the syrup. You get the it's
You
the
take
best.
you take the waffle, you throw that shit in the trash.
You've
Go get
clearly
something
never
better.
had a good waffle.
No.
You need a
Probably.
real Belgian waffle.
I like all breakfast foods.
Yeah, I mean that's generally the point.
Yeah.
We're all here for all of it. Like we'll eat
Yes.
pancakes.
Rebecca, you see us,
Delvin is
we're
like-
fat.
I don't want any of that French toast or waffles. I want just the pancake, and that is the wrong answer.
Well, I like pancakes. I like French toast. French toast is dope.
Habitual.
If there's a buffet, I'm gonna take all three.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not eating one of each. That's a
I
bit
will.
much.
I would.
Now I'm thinking about it. Would I eat all three?
I
If
like
I'm given the choice, I'm
waffle
eating.
sticks.
Oh,
waffle
I saw a
sticks.
TikTok the other day.
Waffle sticks are good.
I saw a TikTok the other day that blew my mind. Very simple, but I never thought of it. You know how to make French toast, right? Everybody knows how to make French toast? Okay. Somebody took an Eggo waffle, dipped it in the French toast batter, and then made that. Man. I was like, oh my fucking God.
That is a good
Whoa.
idea.
Why have I never thought of this?
Whoa.
It looked amazing.
That
So
sounds
a good
waffle
idea.
French toast is the answer.
bruh.
That is a good
Bruh.
idea. I might
Yeah.
try that.
Oh yeah. I
Might be
send
a
you the
game
TikTok
changer.
if you want. I mean, like
Yeah,
I said,
send it
that's
to me.
the recipe. But when you see it, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. That
I've
sounds
never
really
wanted an Eggo waffle more in my life.
good. Yarden says eggs are gross.
But
That's
don't worry,
wild.
y'all. We can't afford them now anyway.
Everybody, okay, wait. Real talk. Are eggs
My eggs-
actually that expensive where you are?
My
Yes.
eggs were expensive the other day. They've gone up.
What is
yesterday I ordered
expensive? What does that
groceries.
mean to you?
My eggs
$7.
yesterday were $6.50 a dozen.
Yeah.
That is not what
$7.
they cost here.
In like 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago they were like $2.50.
Yeah. They're like $7.
they're like about $3 to $4.
We also didn't
here.
we also just like kill a bunch of chickens or something?
Yeah.
There was,
I
like, a
have
chicken
never
flu
seen
or
them
something going on.
over.
That is correct.
$4.50.
That's why
Ever.
they're so high.
I got
Literally,
6
I
and
don't know
11.
why people are
$5.22 at Walmart. Walmart eggs
Yeah.
$5.22 at the moment.
I've never seen them that expensive here.
Yeah, they are expensive.
But I
Hold on,
love
I
that
wanna
like
see
for
what
for
they're-
a year we went talking about the price of eggs and they all just went up.
Yeah. And they're gonna stay going up.
So now what? What's the line now? What do they move the goalpost to now?
$4.59 at my grocery store right now.
Because of bird flu. That's why.
What are they going to move the goalpost to now?
I don't know.
For
That's
a
a good
dozen.
question.
$4.49.
I saw a TikTok. The lady said Why is gas so expensive? I thought if we let you guys do fascism, gas would be cheaper. I thought if we let you guys do fascism, we got cheaper gas. I thought that was the deal.
They reneged on it.
It's more important to tell federal government employees that they need to take out their pronouns from their email bios, from their email signatures. Don't you guys
Of
see how
course.
important that is?
They're coming after you, pronoun people.
Yeah.
They're coming to get y'all.
Yeah.
Anyway, move to Pennsylvania. Eggs aren't that expensive.
Yeah, but it's Pennsylvania. I'll take the eggs. Like, I'll pay a little more.
Yeah, you know what? I live in Miami, and Miami sucks.
It's pretty
But
bad
I'm
when considering moving to New Jersey sounds like a good option.
Wow. Facts. You were in bad place. You're like, you know who's got this? Jersey's got it going.
Yeah.
Like you were in a bad shape.
There are hope.
Because of a bird flu? Birds fly all the time.
Who said that?
Hyrule Laureate.
Yo, I want you kicked off the street. What the fuck was that?
Mods. Guilty. Somebody take him out.
I think it's kind of funny.
You would.
Anyway, Jared asked a really good question. How many first-party launch games do you think the Switch 2 will have? I think it'll have one large first-party launch game and one smaller first-party launch game. Similar to how the Switch 1 had. It had Breath of the Wild, and then it had Snipper Clips. So
I think it has 3 to 4. And the reason I say 3 to 4 is if there's like a small indie-ish something that Nintendo's publishing that technically makes it first party, then I'll say 4. If
That's
not,
what I was
got
thinking.
3. I think it's Kart, Metroid, and something else.
Wow.
That's what I was thinking.
That would be great. I mean, it's not too often that more than one first-party Nintendo games release on the same day, so launch day is very exciting for that.
Think like
Having two brand new first-party games to play on the same day.
The only thing that gives me pause, and would you guys count it this way? Like, what if they have like one out day 1 and then they have another one out like day 15 and day 30? Like, I could see something like that. I could see them spacing them out.
I think that's likely.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's launch window. Like,
Yeah.
First 30 days, yeah.
Yeah. I do think day 1. I think we're gonna have it. I think we're gonna have at least 2, and I think maybe 3. Because I think people are gonna buy all of them.
I'm gonna say 4. Because one of them is gonna be the one that's gonna show off the new things the Switch could do.
That's what I was thinking exactly.
Yeah.
Like one other thing. That's kind of where my head is, like a party game, a mini, like something. Something else will be there. I think it'd be Kart, Metroid, and that. And then like maybe like a Breath of the Wild remaster or something.
That's what I'm thinking. Something like that.
I think people will buy like all of them, or the majority of them.
100%.
I know Rebecca doesn't agree with me on the Metroid thing, which makes sense, but I wonder if they're thinking if they could put in Metroid next to the system launch, if that'll juice the numbers. And I think it will.
A lot. I think it would too.
I think if you can sell the Switch 2 and you put next to Metroid, I think Metroid will easily go over 5.
I think that's a very smart idea.
That would make me very happy.
And I think maybe that would be my guess. I think that's what they're going to try to do. And if it doesn't, if pairing it to a new console launch doesn't sell Metroid, then you're in a world of trouble.
Yeah.
I just worry that people would only be able to afford the Switch 2 and one game, and they would pick Mario Kart.
There's definitely those people, and I'm definitely not gonna like the people can't afford everything. Video games
Especially
have taught
with,
me
like,
the
backwards
last
compatibility.
10 years or so. People can afford this and then some. Like
exactly.
Like, we got people out here buying $2,500 Nvidia cards and $750 PlayStation Pros, and they're flying off the shelves, and people can't get enough of them. Like, I think they'll be just fine. I think there's a lot of people that are just going to buy them all.
Yeah, people say they broke, but whole lot of buying going on. Yeah, everybody got an iPhone.
Right. Yeah,
and not the old one either.
Finally, Jason asks, what's your preferred way to watch a Nintendo Direct? A, by yourself so you can take it all in. B, with close friends or family. C, off camera but posting and reading social media as it occurs, or D, on camera talking to subscribers?
E, letting Donnie tell me what happened.
Delvin, you don't watch Nintendo Directs?
I don't watch any direct. Nintendo, PlayStation, none of that shit.
What?
Donnie watches Donnie Direct.
Yes, Donnie.
Wait. You don't watch Nintendo Directs?
I don't watch no direct. Like my direct is Donnie. Oh, Donnie said post. All right.
I never knew this about you, and honestly, I think a little bit less of you because of this. How do you not get hyped about Nintendo Direct?
That's what drew the line.
That's what is drawing the line. I get so hyped for Nintendo Direct. It's like Christmas to me. I get so excited.
That's us. We are those people. Delvin is not those people.
Yes.
That's his role in the podcast.
I didn't know that there were people like him.
Yeah. I'm a normal person.
People.
Yeah. I have a job. They're like, hey, the direct going on at 2:00. I'm like, I'm at work. I have like things I have to do. I can't just watch the direct.
I like if there's like a 10-minute trailer or something, I'll like go to the bathroom and like try to watch as much of it as I can. I did literally cry at the direct with Echoes of Wisdom. I literally cried. I like need to see the direct. I love it. I've done all of these things. I have watched it alone. I have watched it while writing for Twinfinite and writing articles while watching it at the same time. I've watched it with family or friends. I've watched it and like kind of kept up with social media. I have watched it while, live on Twitch. I've done all of them. My preferred way is probably by myself and scrolling social.
That's mine. That's my favorite. I prefer to watch it by myself, and then I either post on our socials and or Discord, like being a part of the Discord conversation while it's happening. I don't like doing it on camera so much, only because it's really hard to pay attention to all the details. Like you're missing anything that comes out, because even on socials, you get a lot of information that's like not included in the direct. You'll get like either release dates or like promos or editions or collector's editions. A lot of times they don't cover those in the directs. It's just kind of happening while it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then like while I'm on stream, especially if I'm talking to the chat or responding to questions in the chat and stuff, you miss details that's happening in the actual direct itself. Which is why I've also never liked. That's a big reason why I don't like playing games on stream, is because I'm always paying attention to the story and the cutscenes and whatnot. Yeah. I don't like to pay attention to something else while I'm playing games. So
look at PSP's community. All you gotta do is just sit there either in the chat or the PSVG chat. Somebody's gonna post all the shit you need to know, and they're gonna consolidate it for you.
And that's follow Wario64 with notifications on.
There it is.
You'll see the whole direct.
Yeah, that's what I do. I was like, all right.
We don't really use our Twitter anymore, but like I am doing our Blue Sky, and when these directs happen, I'm always retweeting either articles from blogs that I like, if not Nintendo directly, if not Wario directly, it just kind of while it's happening.
And if Donnie really likes you, he will at you like he does me all the time. Hey, this is something Delvin likes.
So that is one thing that I think I've got generated a reputation, is if I know, like I've gotten used to like people's gaming tastes over the years. And if something pops up that I think a person, I'll just tag them in the announcement. I'm like, this one's for you, and this one's for you.
And that makes it even better. Makes it even better.
It's curated.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch all the trailers. Just this one. This game is for you, Donnie.
This is the one you want to see. Like, thank you, Donnie. I ain't gotta watch the rest of this.
Yeah, I do that as well in our Discord. Like, this is Josh game, this is Kevin game, this is Jason game, this is Rebecca game.
Yeah. Me and Delvin had a conversation just yesterday because he was just like spoiling shit for the new Captain America movie. I'm like, why are you telling me this stuff? He's like, it's in the trailer. I'm like, I didn't watch that shit. He's like, why didn't you watch it? Because I want to go into the movie surprised when I see stuff. So any other stuff, I don't even know nothing about. I just wait till the movie comes out and I'll go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't need to know anymore. You tell me a game is coming out.
I get that way. Yeah, I get that way with, it depends. Like, I've always said, I only really care about reviews or anything like that on games that I'm iffy on. Like, I'm on the fence, then I'll take them into consideration. If there's something I'm just into, be it album, movie, game, like I'm just in, like I'm gonna go do that. Yeah. I don't really care what anybody else says.
Yeah, like if you announce the
That was our last question.
I bet Perfect Dark's gonna come to Switch too.
Oh, it definitely is.
Perfect Dark.
If it ever
then
comes out.
there's a new one, right?
Right. If it ever
Yes.
comes out.
It's been a new one for like several years now.
Yeah.
For like 7 years.
They've been telling us like, "Hey, Perfect Dark's coming." Like, oh, we ain't see shit about it. It's coming though. Like, all right, leave it when we see it.
Or Rare's next game. Just all the Xbox games.
Mhm.
Pretty much.
It's pretty awesome. I'm willing. I said this. It took a long time to get there. I wasn't a big fan of what they're doing, only because of I think it's going to have big ramifications for the business. But I've accepted the new Xbox, and I'm happy to just buy all of my favorite Xbox games on Switch. That's cool. Like I'm here to do that. I will buy all those.
Why
games.
not, right?
Might as well.
I mean, I had a lot of people that are like, "You're going to buy the worst version of Gears." I assume that Xbox will, or that the Switch 2 will play Gears just fine.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of better performance on the Switch too. I feel like that's going to be less of a complaint, with the new console.
Listen,
Yeah.
play Gears on 360. It's got to be better than that.
Yeah.
Like I don't have the highest of standards. Plus, I still have my PC, and until
Mhm.
my Game Pass runs out, I can play both. I can
Mhm.
buy the Switch
Yeah.
copy and play the PC copy. So, I'm covered there at least for a few years.
And that Gears of War cart's gonna look awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna be
I'll
awesome.
start putting a bunch of Switch stuff all next to my Gears stuff. What if we get a Gears Switch controller?
Ooh. We might get
Gears-
that.
What if we get Gears Joy-Cons?
Now we're talking.
Oh,
That would be pretty cool.
do you imagine a Gears of War themed Switch?
Yeah.
Would enough people buy that?
Yes.
I don't know how popular Gears is.
I am people. I am
Very.
enough people.
Very.
I will buy enough for all of us.
Yes.
Good to know.
Gears is very popular.
Oh man, we're gonna get Doom. Doom: The Dark Ages. Put that on Switch and play it all of our 30 FPS glory. Have a blast.
What if you connect like the Joy-Con to the Gears console, and it makes like the chainsaw noise?
Saw.
Ooh. Dude, I like that.
I'm honestly, it's so funny that people are all like, I can't believe Microsoft's doing the games and stuff. Like, I'm wondering, when do they announce accessories? Xbox does not sell a ton of consoles, we all know, but they sell a shit ton of accessories. They sell a shit ton of controllers, like the world's leading controller maker.
Yes.
And
And,
do you
like-
think maybe like having a special edition Switch might be the reason for like a lot of Xbox fans to make the jump over to the Switch?
Perhaps.
Like if they're like, well,
I don't think that'll
it's-
happen. I really don't think that'll
Yeah.
happen. But I do wonder, when does Microsoft make that transition where they're like, this is the official Xbox controller on PlayStation 5?
Ooh.
Like, I think that is going to happen. I'm waiting for that to happen, because they'll probably sell a bunch of that stuff too.
Yeah.
So
Has there been a third party special edition like console or controller or Joy-Con or anything on the Switch?
Fortnite comes to mind.
Fortnite.
I
Okay,
think-
I forgot about
yeah,
that one.
I think did Kingdom Hearts get one? I think Kingdom Hearts got a Switch.
it?
Is it Monster Hunter got
Maybe.
one?
Yeah, they
Monster
did.
Hunter, I don't really count as third party, even though it is. I know it is, but
She's like, Capcom is
Monster Hunter is like I know. I just think of that as like a Switch game.
Kingdom
Okay, that
Hearts
counts.
Switch. I thought it got one. Maybe I missed.
I'm checking right now too.
I know it got a PlayStation. There's a Kingdom Hearts PlayStation console. I do.
Wait,
see
Hyrule
a
asked
Kingdom
literally the
Hearts
same
Switch
question
collection.
as me.
I just
Diablo
don't know if-
3?
oh, it's a mock.
I can't see. Says Diablo 3. Was there a controller for that?
Special edition Switches. I'm gonna say no on Kingdom Hearts. There was a Diablo one.
Fortnite, I forgot about.
Every special edition Switch model. Here we go.
Or just controllers, Joy-Con.
Trials of Mana got one.
It did?
It must be like
That's
a one. It must be like a one thing. Right,
That thing
a
probably sold like
special
one
edition.
one
Definitely
copy.
Monster Hunter Rise.
Okay.
Still going through here. Diablo. Yep, got a dock.
Did not realize
Uh,
that.
Sorry, was thinking Kingdom Hearts. Said Kingdom Hearts. Meant Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
In my
yeah,
head,
I
I was
remember
thinking
that.
I was the Shield and stuff. It's Dragon Quest.
So there's more than I thought, which means it really could happen.
Disney Tsum Tsum had a special edition.
I
one.
forgot about that one.
Remember the mini
with the little
ears
dots on it, right? With the Mickey
Yeah.
Mouse.
Yes.
Yep.
But wasn't
And
that
then
Japan only?
And Fortnite, Monster Hunter XX got one.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Labo Switch? Oh my god, I forgot all about that. They made the Labo Switch with like it wasn't.
I
It
forgot
looked
that was
like
a thing.
cardboard.
You
was a
couldn't buy
limited
it
edition
though, right? It
console.
was like
Yeah, I think you had to win it or something.
yeah.
That doesn't
I
sound
would have
good.
bought that. I would have bought that just on vibes. Like, I would have had this Joy-Con, man. But yeah, Dragon Quest was the one I was thinking about.
Okay. So yeah, there's precedent for it.
Yeah, it's not out of the. I mean, I don't expect Nintendo will do that, but you never know.
Yeah.
Why not? Gears would be awesome. Do you imagine Gears E-Day and they have a special edition PlayStation, Switch, and Xbox you can buy?
That would be crazy.
Here I am sitting there like, oh shit, now I gotta buy all of them.
That would be funny. I know that's my fear is that I'm gonna buy a Switch 2 and then shortly after there's gonna be a special
Oh, it's
edition that I
happening.
really want.
That's
Yeah, it
definitely
is.
gonna happen. What do you think? Oh, here we go. What's the first special edition Switch 2?
Mario Kart.
Oh, that's a good question. Good
I was
point.
gonna say that too.
No, hang on. Are we thinking? I mean, like real special edition, not like just in the box with a different color Joy-Con. I mean, like with a design on it. You
Pokemon.
still saying Mario Kart? Okay,
Pokemon.
I'm gonna say Pokemon too as well.
Pokemon works. Yeah.
There's been like 3 special edition Pokemon
Yeah.
consoles or controllers or whatever. Let's Go, Sword and Shield, Scarlet
That'd be my
Violet.
guess.
Yeah.
Pokemon or Mario or both?
Yeah.
Because you know they'll do a Mario something.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
All right.
He's very antsy, my cat. I'm gonna have to play with him extra today. He's very antsy. That'll do it. That was our last question. Oh, a Metroid one would be cool. Like a Metroid Prime 4 one. I would
Yeah.
love
That'd be
that.
cool.
I would probably get that if it was a good design.
Mhm.
All right, that's it. No more questions. No more news. I'm gonna play more Hello Kitty this week and let y'alls know how it is. I'm also gonna try out Ridge Racer, I think.
Ridge Racer.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And anything else?
Bye, Felicia.
I hope you guys feel better, especially Donnie. I know that you're not feeling well.
Thank you.
Drink lots of fluids, play lots of good games, and rest up. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Bye.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. This is Frederick from Fire Emblem Awakening. And I forgot the line already. What?